All right, chat. Hello. What's up, gamers? How are we doing? Much more calming pace today. Just hanging out. Chilling. Having a good time. Gonna talk. It's funny, I did like an evaluation, mentally, emotionally. Like what streams I had a better time making the other day. And one of the options was the conversation that we just got to have for about an hour the other day with a couple of folks. And I realized that like that's what I started streaming for, talking to other people. I really enjoyed having those conversations, being able to open up to you guys about things, explore all of our interests and things like that. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to hang out. I'm going to shop for some cameras. If you have some things you guys want to say it. I'm here to listen. This damn thing is breaking again. Why? Why would it break? Why? Why does it break? I just want to tell my friends that I'm playing the game thing. So yeah. Just trying to hang out. Have a good time. Alright. I don't know why I went with somber fucking piano music. But let me tell ya, it is what we went with. Cause like, okay, can Rivali's theme be a little bit better? No? Geralt of Rivia? No? Let's just look for upbeat piano, I guess. Upbeat piano. Piano. Gaming. Because we're gaming. That didn't go the way I thought it would. It's because I didn't spell gaming all the way, maybe? Sure is. Sure is exactly that. I love Sheet Music Boss. The fact that he just literally was like, yep. Here you go. Here's some Piano vs. Zombies. What a great name for an album, by the way. Upbeat video game music. Let's see. Much better, chat. We weren't dying. We just wanted to change how we do things around here. That's all. Jesus, it was aggressive. All right, chat. This is B&H Bubba. And we're going to look at cameras. We're going to look at two cameras particularly today because I have thoughts, feelings, emotions. I should also potentially adjust. I sure can't do that, I don't think. Can I open YouTube Studio from here? Why would the YouTube Studio... Oh, because it absolutely lets me do that and I'm just a dumbass. We love that for me. We love that for me. Where is the go live? There it is. And then I can manage the existing stream, right? I can edit title and description, which might be just enough to do what I want to do, which we love. Edit title and description, my social, earn rewards. Oh yeah, we killed that. We need to kill that in general going forward. Attribution is good, but I'm not gonna put that in there. We gotta change. We gotta change some stuff. Shopping for camera 2026 difficile difficult. So come along with me as we stare longingly at cameras. Longing. Bam, saved, easy. Fixed. Okay, cool. We're gonna look at two in particular. So this one was actually one that interested me a lot. This wasn't one of the two that we'll talk about today. But this one, oh, let me tell you, I stared at it for a while. Because look at this thing. What it says on there, on this beautiful lens, is that it's a 2.4 to 4, which means it stays in a pretty decent range. And it's a 9.1 to 210 millimeter lens. But because of the crop factor of the sensor, this is more like a 24 to 600. Chat, that's a lot of distance. The amount of things that you'll be able to take pictures of in this camera. Monkey, flower and bee, elefante, friggin' soccer. Just being able to get all sorts of varieties of images in one package. And, ooh, that bird looks cool. I like a cool bird. I like a cool bird a lot. What if we did... look at the deer. The deer are cool, too. That's pretty sick. But this is the Sony RX10, or excuse me, RX10V. So Sony RX10V. It is what's considered a bridge camera. It is an all-in-one system, so it is supposed to be a bridge between a point-and-shoot and a mirrorless camera. And I think it does that very effectively well. It does it very well now that it has more of a A7, A9, A1 style body. It has all of those features and dials. Takes a larger battery, does all of that kind of stuff. I think it does really, really well for what it is. One thing I will say though, we're gonna adjust my camera. How do I do that? Is it just bad? Yeah. We'll just... yeah. And then we'll take more from the bottom. Give back. There we go. There. The camera group works again. Wow. It was like cutting me off and like, I don't want to have to like duck into the mic, you know? Like, it sounds cool when I'm over here and I'm close, but like, you know, we don't want to do that. So, okay, yeah. So the RX10 Mark V, very good camera overall. Offers a lot to a prosumer, somebody who's not necessarily going out there and trying to do like a lot of professional work. I think you can absolutely do professional work with this camera. What do I mean by professional work? I don't think you could do sports. I don't think you could do like nature photography, anything level more than like a hobbyist perspective, right? I think this is, you go out, you shoot some portraits. I think a lot of people would like family portraits, different business for sure, like business headshots for Slack, things like that. People will be very interested in this camera for several reasons. I think overall, this lens just has a lot of versatility and range that you could just figure out a lot of what this has to offer in a bunch of different ways. And I think the main piece that I think was really interesting about this camera, right? And if you do proper lensing or excuse me, not proper lensing, but like proper lighting and things like that, is with how small this camera sensor is, it's about a 1-inch type sensor, which means it's a little bit smaller than 1 inch, which is its main drawback, right? Which is why we have a crop factor that takes a 9mm focal length and turns it into 24. You can do the math on that. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. But long story short, this camera doesn't perform well in low light. And while I'm not necessarily someone who's in low light all the time, today we are, but that's just because I didn't turn my lighting on. I still have 2 major key lights hanging out with me the whole time. And so I think at the end of the day, this camera is really, really good for somebody who's doing stuff during the day, going out traveling, having a good time with their family and other things, taking kids to sporting events and whatnot, and doing all sorts of kinds of stuff like that. It is a prosumer camera in that you can do some little bit of work if you want to, but a bridge camera should not be seen as something that does a whole lot of professional work. What I do see this camera being extremely good for in 90% of situations is content creation. I mean, 24 to 600 is an insane focal length to have in the pocket size. And this is not like a pocketable camera by any means, but all the way extended, it is like half, maybe a third of the size of a major kit with all of the bells and whistles and things like that. This is something that is fully enclosed, has a lot of good weather sealing, and just is very versatile in a lot of ways. I think like content creation and documentary will love this camera. Like minor documentary, not like professional grade documentary. There are cameras for that, but streamer documentaries, YouTube content documentaries, any real YouTube content, including live streams. I see this guy being an amazing camera for a long time. 4K 60, no crop, 4:2 10-bit video, has all of the like autofocusing points that you'll ever need. 4K 120 high speed with a little bit of a sensor crop, which like it's a 20 megapixel sensor, so be careful with that. 30 frames per second continuous shooting, doesn't have a mechanical shutter. EDF, and then it's a vari-angle zoom, or excuse me, it's a power zoom lens, so that means you can just literally use it like a camcorder back and forth with a slider. Overall, I think a very good package, fully offered out with Canon's MPFZ100 battery. It ticks a lot of the boxes for a lot of people. And really depending on like what you're trying to do, like, are you buying a camera for professional work, or are you buying a camera to do, you know, your kid's soccer game and take some photos on family vacations and have a really like modern 2026 camera with all of the features you could ever need going forward? I think that's something that you can look at this camera and say, yeah, that's what this is for. That's what this is doing. Really in general, I really like this camera a lot. I think the reason that I'm abstaining from it in general is because I have a film degree, because I have a background in all of these things, and my wife still does do like professional grade work. I think I have to abstain mostly because this is for professional level, or this isn't for professional level people. This is if I need to back up my wife as like a B cam on set or in a moment where she's working a gig of some kind, this would not be adequate in 100% of situations, which is what you want when you're working with clients, when you have deadlines, when you want to have like professional level work. And so I think this camera, it really, like, if you're just doing content creation and you want something to like be a travel camera, this camera has a lot to offer. The price tag is kind of high, but I mean, with what a good kit would cost you across the board, I really don't think you're out of scope here. And this is the first like bridge camera in a while, and I think it's the first time this model has been updated in 10 years, if I remember correctly. And inflation, based on reviews and stuff and numbers that Sony has posted, matches exactly with inflation. And so they are charging us $2,300 plus tax for a camera that is nothing but a prosumer. But if my mom were to purchase this camera tomorrow, it's the only camera she'd need for the next 10 years. And that's it. Like, period, end of story. She could take 100 trillion pictures with this camera and love every single one of them. And this camera also, I think, I can't imagine a content creation scenario unless you're like a photo or video content creator. Like if you're a Peter McKinnon type, or you're like Gerald Undone, stuff like that, where this camera wouldn't fit in like 90% of the niche. It's absolutely a good stream cam. It's absolutely really, really good at like minor documentarian. It's got all the Sony bells and whistles. It's all the things that we love and enjoy about a Sony camera, the variangle touchscreen. Like, again, like I'm kind of convincing myself, it has their fancy touchscreen too, where it can, hold on, let me see if I can find a good picture of it. It does all of the frickin' actions. Oh, it's not going to show you. Or no, does it just tilt up and down? Maybe part of the problem was it tilted up and down too. Not that it needed to be like a full... Let me look at a side view of the camera to see if it has a hinge. Yeah, it doesn't have a hinge, so it's just a variangle up and down. Which, like, not end of the world. Again, I think this camera has a lot to offer, and I think them giving you a lot more features, a lot more custom control buttons, dials, things like that, there's a lot to like about this camera. I'm very excited to see in like 3 or 4 years what people think about this camera, because like it just gets the job done. I think you'll see a lot of like IRL streamers using this camera, unless they're like they go out to the night market or something. Like, I think they have a lot of opportunity here. But unfortunately, that's not a camera that fits my needs. And I love that camera to death. I think it's really interesting. But I'm a Sony shooter. We limit ourselves on Sony. And I have a couple of lenses already. And they're all full frame capable. So we're going to be talking today about the Sony a7 IV. And now I know the Sony a7 V has already come out. And that camera, for $1,000 additional is kind of an interesting value at this point. For a camera that, when I purchased the a7 III, which is the camera that we have left in our household, it was a beautiful camera for the price. I paid this on sale 5 years ago. So the fact that they're selling this for new, this price, means that, yeah, the a7 IV has every right to be $2,000. But I don't know that the a7 V has any business being almost $3,000 total. $2,500 you could sell me on, because all of the older models are still in production. But I can't help but look at this guy as an insane value at $2,000. And this gives me all of the things that I could want. 4K 60 video in 10-bit as Cinetone. It has a 120 frame per second variable dot or 3.68 million dot EDF, 33 megapixels, 10 FPS mechanical shutter, better ISO range than the bridge camera. Now I will say, if I remember correctly, this has a crop in 4K 60. Additional crop occurs in video modes. That sounds about right, but what video mode does it do it in? It won't tell me because it hates me. I'm sure the Q&A does. Do you need a 4K? Need it. It's recommended. Battery grip. Does it use same batteries? Blah, blah, blah. Shutter close. It doesn't say specifically, but I'm almost 100% sure that it is. It is not, unfortunately. Interesting. Correct. 4K simply with a 60 or Super 35 recording area, which is about a 1.3% crop. Or 1.3 times crop. Or 1.5. I'm stupid as fuck. Just read the next comment, Alex. I don't use 4K a whole lot. I would be using 1080p obviously for this stream, and I would shoot 4K 30 for most YouTube videos because I don't need 60 frames per second for what would eventually be a talking head anyway. What I'm really want to get back into is photography. I want to be able to go out there and shoot all of the things that I used to shoot. I have albums upon albums of photos that I used to have when I lived in North Arizona. And I love all of those pictures so much, and all of the ways that I went to go get them, all of the photos that I took over time, like all of those things. Recording all of those things was awesome. I enjoyed very much like going out and doing all that stuff, and going on those trips, taking pictures at really cool spots in nature, and I want to continue to do that. And I think that is what I'm really looking for, is to get my hobbyist camera back. And you hear hobbyist, right? And you think, okay, well, why didn't the A7 or the RX 10 Mark V work for you? It's because I have a film degree. I know what I want. I'm not out there to shoot a photo that a mom or a dad would shoot, or an uncle or grandma, right? I'm out there to shoot photos that are art, that I really can feel proud of, that I can blow up 6 times and, you know, make metal plates to show my work in the house. Like, I want all of these things so that I can have solid, beautiful photos archived forever of all the things that I want to do. And this camera fucking does it all. This paired with the Sigma 35mm that I'm gonna put on it, which is a prime lens, similar to this guy. Well, no, this is a zoom. Does it not have one prime? That's a 16 to 35. That's a 20G. So you would see what a 35mm lens would look like. This is a 20mm, but about the size, right? And getting to just like shoot portraits, shoot good establishing shots and things like that. I miss the art of photography. I miss the art of having a really good camera system that's not a dinky point and shoot turned into a webcam. I love this webcam so much. It does so good for me. But also, and it just looks good. I mean, for a point and shoot, this just looks good video. I mean, it just really is. But this provides me everything that I want to have. This provides me everything that I could ever want, and I love this camera. It's very similar to my A7 III as well. There are some like new buttons and dials and things like that that I didn't have on there before, as well as dual card slots, again 4K 60 recording, full HDMI, which if I use it to replace my current webcam, which would be nuts by the way, that'd be crazy, I'd be able to use the freaking capture card a little bit better. It'd be great. All of these things would be awesome. So that's the first one. And the second one is its little brother. Came after, has a better image processing chip, and is a little bit of a smaller package, which isn't a bad thing. And I think this fits my needs a little bit. The problem is it's a little bit more expensive, about $100. It fits my needs because it's smaller form factor. It doesn't give me all the fun buttons and dials, though it does add a new one compared to the Sony a7C, the original that I had. I've had a Sony a7 III, a Sony a7C, and a Canon SL3. Those have been like and a Canon C100, but that doesn't really count. That was a video specific camera. I tried to take photos with it. That was crazy. This camera right here, the original Sony a7C, and now its predecessor, the C2, is exactly the type of form factor that I loved shooting with. The last big thing that I shot before I sold my camera so that we could have a better down payment on a house is our New York trip. I forget if it was for an anniversary or a birthday, but we took a trip to New York and I shot this all around Central Park. I shot this all around the different places that we went, museums, not in the museums, just around the museums. I took portraits of my wife at night, and we did a whole bunch of cool stuff in the city. And this was such a beautiful handheld camera to take the entire time. So a camera that performs just as well as the Sony a7 IV, if not a little bit better, because it comes with a different AI specific chip for different autofocus models. It doesn't go nearly as far with its ISO range, but still 30 FPS or 10 FPS with a mechanical shutter. 10-bit 4K, still has a crop, has built-in image stabilization, has the crop factors, right? Has all of the things that I could ever want. It goes to 1/4000th of a second in mechanical shutter instead of 1/8000th like the a7 IV. I don't really ever go to 1/4000th. I don't shoot a whole lot of sports and fast moving targets, so that's not that worrisome to me. But I will say the one thing about the a7C that I always felt is that I was constantly looking at my wife's a7 III. I was constantly looking at the bigger body, the more stable body. It balances better with bigger lenses. And so I think I'm landing on the Sony a7 IV. And I think that's where I want to stay. It doesn't have all of the super crazy focus, but my a7 III had plenty of autofocus to go around. Not to mention this has a little bit better autofocus. And after a firmware update, we'll probably have the same autofocus, just not AI assisted. So I don't know really why I shouldn't go for the Sony a7 IV. It gives me all the things that I know how to do. I'm a professional to the point that I know how to use a camera, even if it has bad autofocus. This does not. That's not the case. I love this camera. I love the look of this camera. I've held this camera in my hand. I think it's everything that I want. And so that's where I'm kind of struggling, right? Is what do I... Damn, I can't not burp today. That's crazy. What do I do when I have a camera that I for sure like, right? That, you know, obviously the money piece of it is one thing, right? Let's not get ourselves crazy for any second here. But it's the minor trade-offs. Is it worth it being a little bit heavier so that I could actually get a camera that I find very versatile and use and work and want? I think all of these things matter. So at the end of the day, I think this is probably the one I'm going to go with. It has the most versatility, has the best longevity. I think this camera will be good for another 5 years and not show its age. So I feel very, very, very good about this camera. And it just shows me how well Sony makes their cameras long enough to last with how they're still making a profit on the Sony a7 III. You know, I almost considered buying this one again because I knew what I was getting. I knew that I had the opportunity to you know, have bigger and better lenses. I had the opportunity to like do a whole bunch of other things and just get into a system that, hey, if I made it, I could go get, you know, a Sony A1 or a Sony A1 Mark II, which, like, by the way, this fucking thing, this is a dream. This would be insane. All the buttons, all the dials, all the power at your fingertips. Not to mention you're shooting 8K, 30 frames per second, 4K, 120 video in 10-bit, no crop, like 50 megapixel full frame stack BMOS sensor. Like, this shit rocks. This camera is sick as hell. I can't afford $7,000. So, you know, I think this is a very excellent camera for what it is and who it's for, which is me, the hobbyist professional that wants to do content creation and a bunch of other stuff. So I think this is my camera going forward. This is the one that I want. If you guys have thoughts, questions, suggestions, that's what I'm gonna do. But you tell me. Do you have a different camera system in mind? Do you think I'm an idiot for sticking with the Sony bandwagon as long as I have? I don't know that that's necessarily the case, but I think it's something fun to think about. And so yeah, camera shopping. And let's not get ourselves, like, if I could get a digital cinema camera tomorrow and do, like, what I would do, frankly, is I'd take a full frame camera here and I'd be like, this will be my main shooter forever. And I'd probably do something. Let's see, what's the most expensive? Let's just because we can, you know? I don't go Leica specifically because autofocus. Sony A1 Mark II would be obviously like crazy, right? What do you need that for? R1 is definitely a photography-based camera. I'm actually not seeing a whole lot of cameras that pique my interest from a video perspective only. So we'll back out of here and we'll go to boxed out, or all cine cameras, right? And then we'll go to low to high because we don't need to be crazy. We're not gonna do the Z cam. We'll do a respectable Canon, Nikon, Red, and Sony, because none of these really get me there for what I'd want. Now the FX30 is a huge thing, because you could say, okay, if I wanted a sick ass webcam, FX30, you'd never need another webcam ever again. You look like a damn powerhouse. 4K up to 120 frames per second with a wee bit of a crop. It doesn't even have a crop in 4K. It shoots ProRes. Oh, this is video output. I was gonna say that's crazy if it shoots ProRes RAW in the damn camera. Obviously all of the Sony profiles that you could ever want. Let's see if this thing, it doesn't say crop in 4K. The Sony FX30 records 24 frames a second with a 1.5 times crop. 1080p one does not have a crop. Yeah, none of this stuff really matters. But yeah, this would be a sick, like, talking head YouTube camera for the desk. Now, but if I wanted a big one to work on like big movie production, we're talking FX30, we're talking, what's a good example? The R5C is a pretty good one. I'd want to go a little bit harder than that. Let's also set it to kit, so we're only looking at the bodies of the cameras, right? Where do I select that? I don't think I can. And I'd also go full frame. Yeah, it's not stopping me here. For lenses. Display size, nope. Features, digital interface. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to see some options with lenses, but that's all right. I don't know what this is an industrial camera for, but that's kind of a crazy looking camera. The C50 is an option. I think a lot of people you also want. Which one do you want? the FX3. The FX3 would also be sick. For sure. But there are just a lot of cameras in here. The C80 6K full frame cinema camera, like this thing's a beast. I mean, look at this thing. It's like everything I dreamed my C100 would be when I bought it. Like, oh my God, it's almost been 10 years since I graduated from college, so yikers cripes. But this is everything I wanted a C100 to be. This thing's crazy. It's got so much power. I know a lot of people who like have one of these, just like collecting dust because they never use it, and those people make me want to die a little bit. Internal recording cinema raw light. Like, come on. 12-bit. Now, I will say the cost of having CF cards that can go to 6K and the things you need to do for like C-Log or RAW and things like that is insane. But you get Cinema Raw Lite for 4 channels, 24-bit, you know, all of that kind of stuff, like all of the goodness. It doesn't have a CF Express card slot? What is the bitrate? 12-bit? Oh yeah, it's a lower bitrate thing. That's crazy, but this is a camera. This is a fucking beast. Now, a lot of cameras nowadays, especially mirrorless, can do like crazy level stuff, right? Let's not kid ourselves for a second. Like I could go here and we'd be in the Sony Venice territory. Or, you know, again, like I was saying, like the FX3 or the FX30 could do like all of the things a C80 could do. Now the C50 is way cheaper, about the same body, and I'm pretty sure is not 6K. Oh, it is 6K. And it does in 30 frames per second. At raw 12-bit. Maybe I get this guy. That's crazy. Wow. What is this lens? f2.8? I mean, bros, that's cheaper than the A1. Like, let's not kid ourselves for a second. That's a beautiful ass Canon lens, which we know Canon glass is good. A C50, which has been out for a while now, sure. Open gate, 4K 120. Fucking big ol' ass camera, bro. This would be a balling camera to have. This camera would go nuts. But yeah, I think, you know, in a magical world, I'd have that. But again, I have a Sony system. And I think the best camera that I could ever own out of a Sony system, right, is why not just have just the bodies, is the A1 II, which is about as expensive as the C50 with a lens, and a good art lens at that. Like, come on. It could be sick. But yeah, I mean, beautiful camera, everything's sick. We love to see it. But those are in the future, chat. Those are hopefully things that we can have in the future. But yeah, so we're looking definitely at the Sony a7 IV to like get myself back into the system, because this I love my little ZV1 or ZV-E1F, I think is what this is. And it does good work, and it's probably, even when I buy the camera, right, it'll stay my webcam, because like there's no reason to dismiss all of this work that I've done here, because this is all perfectly acceptable. It looks great. It's a great stream webcam because it gives me higher quality than any webcam I've ever seen on the planet. It's still Sony color science, so it'll match all of the videos that I would make with the Sony a7 IV. Like, and it just works. I could potentially make this like a 4K video file instead of 1080p, so it'd look a little crispier. But like the only problem that I have with this guy is like its zooming is technically a crop on the sensor, right? And so like I'm just not as much detail. And also its contrast detect autofocus, which, yikes. If I could get like in a classic like 6400 with like a Sigma, what is it, Sigma 16 for content creation. What is that? What is that branding lens mount? It's a Sigma, I forget what the focal length is, because it's for Sony mount. It's APS-C 16 mil. So it's a 16 mil 1.4, which like that's been like the content creator camera forever. If I could put that on like a Sony ZV-E10 instead of the ZV-1F, like I would probably pick that, and then I would upgrade that. But like I wouldn't put the Sony a7 IV on this fucking webcam mount and pray that it works. I would get an APS-C camera that I could get really cheap online and knock this guy out, is what I do. So yeah. And I could do, like, think about it this way, right? We go back to photography cameras. We say, okay, Alex, here's a mirrorless camera. You want Sony. Oh, good, you can't even see that. Here. You want a Sony camera. You want a body only. You want sensor size APS-C, right? And then you get the A6700. And you can have that camera. The problem is that all of my lenses are full frame, so I would be guaranteeing myself that I'd have to get a lens with this, which not hard to do. There are a lot of lenses that you can get in a really decent, affordable range. The problem is the lens that I would want is either this guy, or if I can be really greedy, chat, really greedy, is the Canon 90D still worth it? Like the DSLR? My opinion, there are a lot of better options in the mirrorless world. And that's where the industry is and will continue to be. So I just don't think you're gonna get support for the 90D. Do you have a 90D? If you have a 90D, the best camera that you can have is the one in front of you. I have a Sony ZV-1F. It's a point and shoot camera, but it's still my main content producer, you know? If you have a 90D in your hands right now, that's the best camera for you. And L-series glass will never go dead. L-series glass will never be dead. So like, take that with a grain of salt or whatever, but like, it's useful. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the lens that I wanted to pair it with. Let me look. Did I click Sony? I sure clicked Sony. I wanted to click Sigma. You have a T3i, but you want to upgrade to a better camera. You like the 90D. I mean, if you like the 90D, do you like the 90D because of price, or do you like the 90D because it feels like a DSLR that you've used before? And also, what's your budget? The budget is the bigger piece. Knowing what you want to spend on that is huge. Where did it go? It's like the prettiest lens I've ever seen in my friggin' life. I'm not even, there it is. Oh my god. It's the fucking 17-40 f1.8 DC art lens for Sigma. It looks so good. Look at it. It's a Sigma art lens, which like we love, right? Its crop factor makes it like a 24, like 25 to 60, which is pretty much 24 to 70. And it works for APS-C crop body. This is like what they used to have in the olden days. It's so perfect. It's high res. I mean, like, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the digital cameras. Come on. We'll go DSLR. Is the 90D gonna show up in here? Yeah, well, these are some old cameras. Let's see. Are they even selling the 90D? I don't know that they're even selling the 90D on B&H anymore. Canon 90D. Oh, it sure is. It's used though, so I assumingly can't buy new. If you can find a cheap one on Amazon Marketplace or on Facebook Marketplace or like used in a reputable source that you trust, like don't get me wrong, that 80D, 90D era of cameras was really freaking good. And if you have lenses that you like that you do work with, it's a good camera. But if you're looking to upgrade and you're looking to future-proof your setup so that you don't have to continually spend money on camera gear year in and year out, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, what are you trying to do? I think that's the question that you've got to ask yourself is like, what exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to take family photos and things like that? Or are you trying to do like content creation in YouTube and things like that? Because eventually this guy will, you know, meh. It'll be meh. And Canon has been very clear that they're not going to support DSLRs for much longer. So, and again, it really depends on what you want to do. If you already have all the glass that you like and you just need a camera for hanging out and taking some small YouTube videos and doing like light, like this isn't light photography, like don't get me wrong, like this will be a good photo camera, but like not professional stuff, this is fine. What I would recommend, you do content creation, bird photography, aviation, and landscape. Okay, so you're talking, you definitely want an APS-C crop, right? Like that's what you want. You want to have that extra reach that you can get on a lens, right? Because of the APS-C form factor. You shoot birds, you shoot aviation, you shoot landscapes, right? So what I would recommend instead, because we're talking about Canon cameras specifically, is I would recommend an APS-C mirrorless with not a speed booster, but the adapter. And I would go for something, because if you're gonna spend like $700-800, you might as well spend it, my opinion, on the R10, which is exactly the equivalent of what you're trying to buy in mirrorless form. And then, yeah, it's going to cost you because you're going to have to get the EF mount adapter, which is $150. And I don't think there's a third-party one that works well, right? The R50 is a fantastic camera for lower-end photography, right? I think the R10 would just, like, get you where you want to go. This still gives you that APS-C crop so you can do bird and aviation. It still gives you stuff that you can do landscapes. Like, what lenses do you have right now that are you're using? Nice. Yeah, the ESR50 does a lot of really cool things. It is able to do a lot of like recording and stuff like that. Let me just pull this camera because it's right here, right? You don't need the crop guiding firmware. This camera's great. This does everything that most people need it to do, right? 4K 30, 24 frames or 24 megapixel sensor, got the dual pixel autofocus, still the Digix processor, which is a really beautiful processor, right? And it just does all the things you need it to do. You know, you have 4K 30, you have 1080p still, obviously, for like the backup. You have a single slot, so you can get that SD card in there, right? You can power over USB-C, have that microphone jack so that you can plug in a camera, or what you call it? You want 100 megapixels? Oh yeah, like a medium format, huge megapixel camera would be sick. I think we all aspire to own like a Leica SL3 or something like that. Like that would be magical. But yeah, I mean, we all got to work our way up to that. And I think the beautiful thing about the R10 as well is it still takes the batteries that you already have for your T3i, I believe. Let me confirm. That looks like an LP 17 battery. The R10 feels better in the hands than the R50 for sure, 100%. The R10 definitely, because the R10 is the successor to the 80D, 90D line, right? You buy that you buy that adapter so that you can use all of the EF lens that you already have. So you don't have to buy new lenses. You are spending a little bit more money up front for the R10, right? But I think you're just getting a better overall package that won't make you, won't force you to upgrade soon, right? You get the 4K 60 with a crop, you get 4K 30, you get dual pixel autofocus Mark II, you get 23 frames per second in a in an electronic shutter and 15 in a mechanical shutter. You already have Canon glass, so it's going to talk better. You're going to get that full 23 frames in electronic shutter, right? Better EVF, better multifunction shoe. So you're getting all of these extra little bells and whistles. You get the AF auto point joystick, you get all of these different things. I think these are all excellent positions to be in, right? And then you get 4K at 422 10-bit, so you could have really good video quality going forward. And then of course, photography wise, you're still on a 24 megapixel sensor, and Canon colors are god tier. So I, in general, think the R10 would be a better suited for you with if we add this to the cart, right, and we throw this adapter in after taxes, assuming you live in the United States with a relative tax rate, you're at 1244, which not a fun cool number to look at because it's not cheap, right? But if you're buying new on the 90D, I don't even know that you can buy the 90D on Amazon. Yeah, you can only buy renewed for the 90D right now. So you're buying a used camera, so you're rolling the dice there. Which, hey, if you buy a lot of used gear, that's totally fine. But to get a fine quality EOS 90D, you're still looking at $990. So I think at the end of the day, you're better off spending $999 on an R10 with the adapter, and you still get to use all the lenses that you like. The 51.8 is huge. I use the shit out of that lens. True. I mean, it really depends on where you can find the deal. And if you're gonna get, Canon refurbished, and here's the thing, Canon refurbished directly from their website. Let's look at Canon's website. And are they gonna send you somewhere to purchase that? Or are they gonna make you purchase it? DSLR camera? Yeah, because they don't even offer the 90D anymore. How do I even get to refurbished cameras? There we go. Oh my god, the ELPH 360 HS. I used the hell out of that camera. Damn. PowerShot V1, beautiful camera. R100. Let's do... Can I sort? Why are you making me sort by experience level? That just seems derogatory. R50, R100, R50, R100, T7, T8i, SL3. SL3, beautiful camera. Love that camera. Used that forever. Just top 10. Are you looking for a specific brand, budget? What are you shooting? What do you already have? So what I'm searching for, what I'm kind of settled on at this point, is a Sony a7 IV. We're just talking about cameras at this point. I'm buying the Sony a7 IV because I don't want to have to save up for the Sony a7 V. I don't know that I need all the features in the Sony a7 V, and I'm already a Sony shooter. So I sold my camera, long story short, to put a down payment on my house. That wasn't the only thing going towards the down payment. That was just increasing the amount that I could put in a down payment. And now I'm in the market again. And so I shot on a7 III before, and now I'm probably shooting for an a7 IV. Just so that my kit isn't exponentially better than my wife's, who's currently using our a7 III. I had an a7C before this. I've used an a7 III, a7C, sold the a7C to get the money, and now I want to buy an a7. So yeah, and we have a bunch of Sony lights. So probably that.
Back to our discussion about the 90D. I'm not seeing the 90D on their website refurbished. And if you can find it and if it like pops up again and somebody sends one in and leaves it there, you can go for it. Am I open to used gray markets or new? I would prefer new, just because I'm gonna use it for a long time. But yeah, not really. I've never been a fan. I've gotten burned way too many times on used. Both lenses, computer parts, literally everything I've ever purchased really has had one problem or another. And so I typically shoot to buy new, is what I go for. So, and money's really not the issue here. So, not really. Money's not the issue within reason, right? Because I can't just throw another $1,000 at it to get the A7 IV, which would be sick, by the way. But, you know, unless one of you wants to donate a quick $1,000, I don't think I can get that to happen. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, I'm Shuraya. I can't say that, I'm so sorry. I would say you're better served with the R10 than buying the 90D, because like the 90D is sick, right? But the R10 is its successor. You're spending about the same in the used market anyway for a 90D. I'd just go for the R10. My option. But mate, how are you? Welcome to stream. What do you shoot with, out of curiosity? For 2200. Gray market is something like new. I mean, sure, where are you shopping? That's I think like the main piece, right? For reference, I don't have Facebook anymore, so I can't use Facebook Marketplace, and I refuse to give Meta any more of my data, you know? They've burned me 3 times in all of their leaks and things like that. And as somebody who's had their identity stolen, I'd rather not continue that process. So, you know, I'm wary of a lot of places that don't have buyer protections. Are you looking at like eBay? Because if you're looking at eBay, I feel pretty good about that. They've got a great return policy, money back guarantees, things like that. Also, is this a site that would give you shutter counts and things like that? Because that's important. Learn that the hard way. What are we listening to at this point? I don't want to be like, oh, he's only doing... Oh yeah, we're way past the what you call it. I need to get headphones. It's another thing I need to buy. Cotswold cameras, Efinity, and Panamas are most of the sites. Essentially, you get brand new camera, really brand new at a reduced rate, but you don't get the warranty from the brand. Yeah, I could definitely, like, I haven't ever had to send something in, get the warranty from the store code. From what I know, it's good. What would you pick out of those 3 options? Have you purchased anything from there? Cotswold. Cotswold camera. Ah, it's a UK shop. How do you like Nikon? I've been kind of eyeballing Nikon from a distance. My dad is like, he swears up and down by Nikon, and I'm genuinely curious, like how their autofocus performance has gone and things like that. So, because I know they were making pretty heavy strides. Yeah, I'd have to convert this into not euros. Euro to USD. $2,000. I mean, $2,000 for an A75 is insane. What do they have from a cart perspective? Payment options. That's crazy shit. They also don't sell to the US, so that sucks. I've been through an Olympus, Canon 5D Mark III, Canon 5D Mark IV, Lumix S, and a D850. Yeah, I will say, like, Nikon colors and like the filmic looks that they can give you, and all of their glass is really good. Like, I frankly, like, if their autofocus could rival that of Sony and Canon's, and I've only seen reviews, so I can't 100% say. But Panamas, let's go to Panamas. Special promotions. A lot of euros as well. Let's see if they sell to filthy American scum. Do you sell to American scum? Why don't you have a place to put in the price? But the skin cones are not like Canon. AF is amazing, never failed me. Yeah, I feel like we're getting to a point where like AF technology is not that bad, right? We're getting to a point where it's just like not something that we have to worry about all the time and just can trust it. And I feel very great about that. I think for like the major three, I'm not saying like Panasonic has gotten better. They're still not in the same class as the big three, I think. And Olympus, I have no idea where they're at, so. Leica is kind of getting there as well. But yeah, I've seen some pretty sick landscape shots from a Nikon. And like my dad shoots a lot of sports with his, I think he has a 6.2, Z6 II. And he loves that camera. Loves it. So Panama's is also... Oh wait, US dollar. Hold on. Hold horses. Hold horses. Cloudflare, please. Please, Cloudflare. Ah. Okay. We're blocking traffic. Let's go. The big three are really good. Can't go wrong with any. Olympus was good as well. The Lumix S is such horrendous AF that I got rid of it in less than 2 months. Yeah. I think that's like a big problem that Panasonic has always just kind of had. And there are some models that they've had that are like pretty damn good, and there are others that are like you know. Online camera store. Ooh, look, the Sony A75. Wow. Ooh, it's got it in USD by default. Let's see if they ship to me. Do you ship to me, friend? Continue check out as guest. I'm just trying things here. I would like it to be to the United States. But do I have to ship it to Canada and have one of my coworkers in Canada ship it to me? Apparently. Ah. Yeah, so it looks like all of those sites, unfortunately, do not service the United States of America directly, which sucks ass. But I was seeing some damn good prices on there. So you are correct. I would love an A7 IV for $2,000. That would be sick. I would love that. That would be cool. But yeah, I fell in love with Sony when I switched. I was a DSLR shooter on Canon for a long time, and then I used Canon a lot when I was in film school, like C100, C100, C200, 5D Mark IV, 5D Mark III. Loved Canon. Loved Canon's colors. I think they do skin tones really well. I think they do a lot of natural lighting really well. I went to Sony. Sony definitely had a lot of time to like develop their color science, and I think they're getting better. I still think they orange tint pretty heavy, which is why these lights are practically blue, so that I can get like not as much pink in my face, but I'm still like redder than I actually exist, you know? So, end of the day, I think all of their color sciences are good enough that they take some fucking phenomenal photos. But like one of my favorite photos to showcase this, let me find it. It was from New York. I forget if I took this. Where did I take this photo? Those were definitely the camera. My phone broke in the middle of this trip. And oh, some of these photos are so sick. I didn't edit like half of these. Jesus. I need to go back and edit these. There were some really good photos in here. I was shooting on an A7C at the time, and it was, glorious. Let me see if I can find the one that I'm thinking of, because I took some pictures at the New York Library, and I forget if I got rid of them or not. Lincoln, chill out. Europe, I guess your good old president and his tariffs made shipping anything to the US not worth it. Hey brother, let me tell you. It fucks everything that I do. I work in IT professionally, and computer stuff, fuck, sucks, ass. Like, us getting literally anything to this continent is decorating. And just... I hate that guy. I hate that guy a lot. Let's see a photo that isn't of my wife. I took a lot of pictures of my wife. That's... Like, hey, you know, cool. I'm gonna have those for the rest of my life. Dope. We love to see it. Ugh. Some of this lighting is god awful, Alex. It was snowy, sleepy town there. But, like, come on, brother. You could do better. I will show you guys one of these when I find... There it is. There's the friggin'... Let's just plug this into an editor really quick. I use Affinity. Don't judge me. I don't like Adobe. I don't like giving them fucking money. They don't deserve my damn money. You know? Raw. It's fucking raw. Is this the photo I wanted? Is it gonna not open this photo? That'd be super funny. I was gonna say, that's crazy that it's not opening it. It is like actively crashing. Affinity sucks so much. DaVinci's getting a photo editor too, guys. I'm fucking stoked to see what that looks. Well, it has one. I'm stoked to see what that looks like. Let me change the gaming window to Affinity Photo. Can you really not see what's in the damn... Why do apps do this, bro? Why do apps make me have to share my entire fucking desktop screen to, like, just do it? You know, it doesn't fucking make any sense to me. Why do you have to see Windows? Why do you have to see all of this other bullshit? Why can't you just show the damn app? Oh, it is what it is. All right, so this is the photo. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. I gotta do a few things here. Get rid of that. Do one of these. Okay. So this is the photo. It's pretty black right now, so sorry in advance. We'll bump that exposure up. We'll turn those highlights down. Where the hell? I was gonna say, where the fuck are the highlights, bro? I'm gonna bring the highlights down. I'm gonna bring the shadows up. And like just already you can see that the colors are pretty nice. This is newer Sony technology, right? This is the A7C. So like really good photos, like really good resolution in the shadows. Overall, I think just like a really, really good picture. Like still pretty detailed. Overall in the shot. It's pretty nice. I like the way that a lot of this stuff, especially from New York, turned out. But like overall, just a little bit of editing. The color's direct out of camera. This isn't even this is a raw file, but it's this is with the Sigma 35 too. God, I fucking love that lens. The Sigma 35 f2 is such a good lens. Such a good lens. I would bring this brightness back, and then I'd pull those highlights some more, and then I'm gonna bump some sat to bring some of that stuff back. We'll pull the shadows a little bit more because I want it to have like a pretty even coloring. I like them having a little bit of depth to them though, so let's not go crazy. And then we'll pump some contrast. I think we bring the shadows up more and then we just pump contrast. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful finished photo. I think like, damn. Yeah, I think it was something strong. Yeah. I think the depth and detail of the photos, and I think color science, them just continuing to adapt. I think they are like one market leader that has not, and I would say Sony is the market leader right now just because they're selling so many more consumer cameras than Canon or Nikon right now. I think Canon's close and like closing that gap, but like they are a market leader that continues to innovate, and you've got to respect that. And like, I fucking love capitalism, but like, fucking the fact that they come out here and like even on their older stuff and a lot of their newer stuff, they just like crush it for like everyday photos and just have the depth necessary to like actually get in there. And like I have to zoom all the way into this lion face to have like a semi bad time, you know? I just think in general, really good photos, really happy with this one. Pretty basic landscape, right? But I feel like it encapsulates like a lot of New York City, right? A lot of parks in the area, really solid institutions that have been here forever, and the monolith of industry. And I just like, I don't know, I saw it and I was like, mwah. And we were taking like, we had been walking around the city like all day. So we were like, we literally napped under this statue for like an hour. It's such a good time. I fucking love that trip. Can you just let me? I'm not clicking on it. Just, dude, I'm debating like if I make enough money next year, what I gotta do to fucking just go back to Adobe. And I hate to do it. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to go back to Adobe. But goddamn, do they just make a better software than a lot of other people. They just do. And it's just, it's the sad truth. But it is the fucking, it is the accurate. I think I misunderstood how the zoom tool works, but I really, like, why can't I just zoom in and out? Oh, I can, because I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I hate chat, I hate myself. Chat, can I do it with this too? I'm so stupid. Hold control, Alex, you lunatic. Oh my God, I'm so mad. He doesn't know keyboard shortcuts in his own software. But yeah, I really like this picture. I'd remove her face. How do I do that? I swear. And this is the other thing too that I was kind of talking about earlier in the video is like earlier in the stream is like I love so much the art of creating, and I have a film degree, and I've loved content creation and photography my entire life. It went from being a hobby to a job, and then I pivoted to IT, which is a thing that I love as well, right? Like I love computers, I love being able to build systems. I just built a network rack for our entire house. Like I do love both of those things, but I haven't gone and done photography in a long time, and I miss it desperately. And the only camera that I own personally that isn't like a family camera shoots just JPEG. And I can't edit JPEGs. Like you can get good photos out of JPEGs. And this is a Sony camera. Sony camera do good. But like I need that power again. I need to have all of the tool possible. Yeah. I don't do it professionally anymore. So like it's always been one of those things where it's like I can't justify it, right? And totally understandably can't justify it. But damn, you know, I just miss it. I just miss my art. I just miss having art. What are your favorite things to shoot, mate? Out of curiosity. The previous link doesn't seem to work. Here are the new ones. You may have gotten blocked. Hold on, let me look. Auto modding and whatnot. It should have told me over here, but it doesn't do that half the time, so. Good old YouTube streams. Yeah, but I need you to show me the live. Yeah, I don't see you having gotten blocked, so that is all I have for you, my friend. I could have saved it, but landscapes, events, weddings, cars, Astro, whatever. Nice. Yeah, I was always like, I lived in a very like mountain town, and like just the shots that I would get in nature, and just like having all of these different areas to like just shoot and be in nature, and like the art of creating was like so there and present while I was just hiking, you know. And it felt like I haven't had like an experience like that since New York City, but like even before that, like when I lived in the mountain town. And damn, I want to go, I want to live there so bad. I want to live there again so bad. And like I'm about 2 years in the IT career piece of things to like being able to go and do that. But damn, I want to go. These are some of mine, the landscapes with the Olympus and the baby portrait of the Z1. Once you see the second one, you'll understand why I like the Nikon green. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You could, I think, in the link in the description, join the Discord and share them in like the general tab of the Discord. Totally cool if you don't want to share a baby picture in a Discord where you know no one. Totally understand that. I don't know that YouTube's gonna let you post links though. It did not, from what I can see. From what I see, 'twas a negative. I'm sorry, friend. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the links. Nothing. I wonder if I have like a mod tool specific area. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, and I don't even have hold comments with URLs turned on, which really sucks. Ah, sending it in chunks. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Let me look and make sure it's part of the link tree. If it's not part of the link tree, great question. Did it? I have like one piece of it. I don't have like the whole thing. Oh yeah, I don't have a community Discord anymore. Love that. Put the dots where the spaces are. Can do. He loves pushing his head into things when he sleeps. I don't get it. You guys can't see my dog from here, but... Okay. Can do. I await. Ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Can I leave? You can leave. That's fine. I'm not seeing the other pieces in the link. They may just be like sending as they get processed. So give it just a sec. He said he did not want to hang out with me. He said he was done. Absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah, I got the first chunk, but I haven't gotten any of the other stuff since. Quite interessante. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Da, 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 da. Done. Da 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 da. Da 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 dum. Da dum dum dum. Let's look at this thing and see. Negative. Am I filtering? I sure ain't. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum bum bum. I also don't know if you subbed in the time that we've been here. Thank you so much if that was you. Much appreciated. But I do not think it worked, unfortunately. Which is okay. We may do like a fun little thing. I need to determine if I want a community Discord at this point, because like I have 565 subscribers, right? And the goal is to have 1,000 and then eventually enough views and things like that on videos and live streams to become a content, not partner, but affiliate type thing on YouTube, and start doing more creative things, at least as a part-time gig, right? Enough to pay some minor bills, you know. That's what I'm looking for. And also just, there we go. I'm seeing stuff. All right, now what am I doing with this? Oh, yeah. I mean, look at that picture. Yes, no, this worked perfectly. Good job. Well done. This worked perfectly. This is a beautiful photo. You are not kidding. Do you care if I share it on stream? Or is this something you'd prefer me not to share? I see the picture now, and it looks fucking awesome. I see why you love the greens. I see why you love the way the light reacts. Like, just the way that like light touches a Nikon sensor it's just magical. They've got something in their technology that is like no other. So like, I mean, just to show you what we're talking about here. I mean, this fucking beautiful shot, by the way. You said Z6 III was what you used? I mean, like look at this picture. The detail in all of the greens, the colors are just unreal. Like, amazing. Like, really good job. Amazing shot. Love a good color science. Good time. But yeah, the art of photography is so sick. I love our abilities to like do cool things with light, manipulate color, and just like be free. Like one of the cool, like I've worked for the same company for a long time now. The first thing that I did there was product photography, and then I switched to their IT department, mostly because this is the landscape. Hell yeah. I love a good landscape. Actually fucks pretty heavy with the landscape. Portraits are sick. And this is with the ollie. Herd with the ollie herd. Okay, hold. One of the best songs in Zelda, by the way. Just casually while we're waiting. Oh yeah. Just the beautiful colors. I mean, like, what beautiful colors. Way to catch a perfectly good sunset. The symmetry and also asymmetry of it that just like flows perfectly into the back of the actual image. Like, really good job. Really good job. Awesome framing. But yeah. What was that shot? So you said Olympus. What you said the Olympus earlier in chat. You told me what you shot with. EM53. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty damn good shot. I like that shot. But hell yeah. Hell yeah. It was really cool though. Really good shots. Again, like I said, just being able to like express yourself. Super cool. One of the things I do miss about the old job that I used to do in the product photography area, like, yeah, I didn't make a whole lot of money doing it, but like I was so in depth. Like if you look at my channel, my channel popped the fuck off during that time that I was working in the photography department. So like if we look at my channel, right? I would say, so it would be all of this too. I wouldn't consider any of this like Pokemon Tesla BS videos. Like all of these were kind of BS videos. I was figuring myself out. Thank you very much. One of my first photos actually Olympian Panasonic. Beautiful. Beautiful. Is that a Micro Four Thirds? Is the Olympus a Micro Four Thirds? But like from here all the way to man, I really like dark rooms, I guess. Here were, so like 3 years ago was like when I was making all of this content. Like for this several, like year and a half period, I was just on top of the world. Hey, look, I made a Nikon video. I was on top of the world just making content. I was live all the fucking time. Like, and this is pre all of this, really. I didn't start going in the paint. So like, I don't know. I was a pretty good streamer up until like probably I started to get careless here, probably. Because I mean, look at the thumbnails versus like all of the stuff I used to work on. It is Micro Four Thirds, yeah. Yeah, I thought so. I just wasn't 100%, so I didn't want to like make that assumption. You know what I'm saying? But I miss the art of creation, and I needed to get back to it. I think it's something that I need for my mental health, and like obviously it'd be really cool. Are all of these emulated or using a Switch? Emulated for what? What are we talking? Like the, are we talking like these videos? So depends. I mean, like, so like most of like Scarlet and Violet, right, was with a capture card and a Switch, right? All of Zelda was with a Switch, like hardware. And then Tears of the Kingdom was also 100%. But like any of the birthday bash stream, wow, look at that. Birthday. I made fucking chicken and waffles for a 300 subscriber special, guys. Yeah. Like crazy. Melee was on an emulator. A lot of these other games were all like PC games that were played with original hardware. A lot of like the Let's Plays and stuff like that were emulated though. So like obviously this is a Emerald Let's Play, you know. I did a lot of emulators for a while on the channel just because my PC wasn't that strong. So like even PC games were just like not doing it. Right. But yeah, I got really into like, I'm always a big Zelda fan, if you can't tell. I like Zelda. But yeah, I was stoked for Tears of the Kingdom and then immediately depressed. And then yeah, I just did like a bunch of Melee streams. I did like a weird Pokemon fan game, Baldur's Gate, because I played a lot of D&D at the time. That was a lot of fun. I would say I didn't really give up until, oh yeah, I got kind of hard in the paint again. I definitely took a break like here and then went hard in the paint when I was trying to do like D&D content. I have no idea what I'm doing, chat. No idea what I'm doing. Hey, look, here we are. Wow, look at us. Wow, look at that. I once tried emulation, but a ton of poor choices led to my main PC setup being a Windows Steam Deck. My phone emulates games, right? Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I definitely crashed many a gateway PC back in the day because I downloaded things from places I shouldn't have. There's so many good resources for it now, though. So many good resources for it. And like phones are so good at emulation too. I was playing a phone emulator, John GBA, I think is what I use on my phone. And like, dude, the things I can do on this phone are crazy. Phones are just so damn good nowadays. There will be a revolution at some point where this will just connect via USB-C or whatever connector, right, to a display, and that'll just be the whole computer. Like we will get to that point in our era. And I don't know if that's like more VR goggles and we just look at something, or like it will get small, or AR goggles. I would prefer it to be like a glasses type thing, but yeah, it is an S24 Ultra. I do love this phone. It's a good one. How'd you know it was the S24? Out of curiosity. I guess it was. Oh damn, we already passed the damn orchestra thing again. God damn it. Super Mario and Breathe. Super Mario and Breathe. This stream has been great. I'm very satisfied with this stream, chat. I thought this was such a mid idea, and I'm so glad people are like taking to it very well. I have it too, and I managed to emulate Toct very well. Really? What emulator did you use? Did you have to like download the APK? Because like I need to do that now. If that's the case, because we're about to lose that functionality in September, bro. Android's about to fucking become iOS, bro. So pissed, bro. I'm looking pretty heavy at a Motorola now that we're talking tech. Motorola. They're doing the Moto Z series, or sorry, Moto G. They're all going to be with, I have it to, I already read that. They're going to be putting graphene on it. No. Is that what it's called? Graphene? Yes. I am looking for it because I think I have deleted it all of this because I somehow managed to fill up all 512 gigs. Yeah. Yeah, they do be doing that. I highly recommend buying a Raspberry Pi and making it a NAS and just hosting all of your shit, like all your ROM files on that. I have been literally playing ROMs on my phone off of my NAS and my network stack, and it has like no lag or delay. I have pretty decent internet too, but like, yeah. Yeah, Android became iOS, and in Europe with third-party stores are becoming Android. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Like Moto, right? Moto is going to get interesting because they're going to be offering the first operating system since Android and iOS to like actually like be a potential competitor in a main series like flagship phone. This isn't the first phone that's going to have it, but Motorola is working with the Graphene project to like have a de-Googleified Android experience just stock on their device. And I'm very excited to see what that looks like. I will say you're not going to get like flagship level quality out of any of these phones. I think the only one that comes close is like the Razer Fold. The Razer Edge might also have a decent processor in it, but I'm pretty sure all of these are like not the best. Not the best chip. I can't remember, but I want to say it's like a like 610 or 650 Snapdragon. Yeah, it's just giving me Qualcomm bullshit. Now that's interesting. I definitely need to buy an NAS, but I need to save up to buy some big 10 terabyte hard drives for RAID. I need them for photo, video stuff too, so it's definitely on my to-do list. Let me tell you, yeah, definitely a Raspberry Pi wouldn't help you there. What I'd recommend, let me swap here, just so I don't dox my damn self. Naze. Come on, click, damn you. Naze, enclosure. I would recommend. Yeah, I run graphene on my old Pixel 7a, and now that chat control has passed in Europe, I'm able to start. I think that I need to start using it more. Yeah, 100%. Like, we're getting to a point where like these companies just don't care about us anymore, and like they never cared about us in the first place, right? But it's just like so blatantly obvious how like much they just want to be terrorists, for lack of a better word. I am going to, I don't know that I can really not expose myself here. I would recommend this Ugreen NAS, pretty good across the board. They offer a 4-slot version as well. Storage is stupid expensive right now, so that really is kind of stuck. Yeah, you have a bunch of old computers, that makes a whole lot of sense. Like, and even if you have like a bunch of old PCs and you want to store some like drives in there, I think that's pretty sick. But like the Ugreen NAS is pretty good. They've got a really good interface. It is kind of a closed system though, so I totally understand you not wanting to do that. But if you have like old like Dell Optiplexes and things like that just laying around, absolutely use those. 100% feel that. I have a little micro Dell acting as a Proxmox server right now. I love that computer. It's doing pretty good, pretty good. We love. Yeah, as well, I agree with it as well, what it could lead to. Like, it really depends on like how hard, especially like the EU. The EU continues to set standards for like what consumer privacy will look like. They've made some missteps as well, and they've allowed some things to happen that are kind of mid, but they're doing way more than America, which is where most of these companies tend to be based. So like, it's one of those things where it's like, everybody has got to start being more uptight about a lot of these things to get this stuff across the finish line. Can't really justify a NAS, as I can't even open the files to the internet, local only. I have to thank my ISP for that. Yeah. Gotta love ISPs. I am actively fighting with my ISP right now because I finally set up my own network stack and my own router and everything like that, and I finally got my ISP's little fucking modem to bridge mode to my router. And so now I can have all of my stuff the way that I want it. I don't have any other restrictions in place. It's pretty fucking nice, I will say. But it took so much money and effort to get here. Why did it? Arg. But here we are. But yeah, I'm wondering, I'm gonna do some switching here, chat. Sorry in advance. I'm trying to determine if this is freaking out my stream or not. Not the people here at the stream. I know it's freaking you out. The OBS bullshit. It's not. We're good. There was just a momentary drop of frames and it makes me want to die slightly. But yeah, I don't know, man. The internet is gonna just continue being the internet. Companies are always gonna try and take advantage of us. That's what capitalism is built for. So keep your eyes peeled, keep yourself safe. That's why I'm locally hosting so many things now, because I can't trust Google Photos and all of that jazz. Highly recommend it. Once you set up a NAS, Image is a fucking fantastic photo self-host. So you can get rid of Google Photos and things like that. And they have an import feature that imports all of your Google Photos and then immediately severs the link with Google and is like, you just host your photos here. And that's all it does. And it's magical. And it operates exactly like the Google Photos app. And there are some things that you can change, like aesthetically about it. But like that, I got rid of my Google keyboard. So now I can just use like it's an open source keyboard. It's called HeliKey or Heliboard. I've deleted all social media, but that's just a mental benefit for me. I think the big problem that Graphene OS has right now is it doesn't do banking very well, and NFC chips tend to not be a part of what they do. And so like a lot of people tap to pay. And so like losing that functionality, I use tap to pay quite a bit. So like losing that functionality would be tough, but figuring out what that looks like going forward would eventually be cool. What I'm really waiting for is the next Android update for the 24U. They say AirDrop is coming. That should be with you. I don't really use Google Photos. I keep them on my phone locally. Fair enough. Image would be a great way for you to have a cloud provider that's all you once you set up your NAS. That update should be there. I have it on mine. I don't know if they're doing region by region. They may do it region by region, but I definitely have the AirDrop feature. It's glorious. My wife has all Apple products, so like me being able to AirDrop things to her now is magical. You should just be able to use QuickShare to do it. It's built into QuickShare now. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Graphene is where, really, what version are you on? I think I'm on 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. Yeah, Graphene OS is to a point where it's really, really interesting and a fun little tool to play with. I don't have any extra cell phone hardware to play with it, unfortunately, which makes me really sad, which is why, like, if those Moto phones stay cheap and they get cheaper because they're not paying Android licensing, gimme. I just want to fuck around and find out. I don't need to be a daily driver. I just want to know what it's like so that I can build a workflow on it and then eventually pivot when they have a good operating system. And I think the beautiful thing about like Motorola, like coming into the fold here is they are just like throwing money at it. I just thought it was coming with 9, checking it now. Yeah. It came with 8.0. It came with 8.5. Came with 8.5. It's a little wonky. It's not perfect yet. It'll probably be like fully fleshed out on 9, but 8.5 definitely has it. Just a reminder, chat, we are getting close to the end of stream. Very much appreciate everybody who's been here. Was a really good stream. I really expected me talking about camera gear to devolve into nothing. And so I really appreciate you guys coming in here and indulging me and sharing your feelings. And we got to show art together and that was fucking sick. So you guys rock. Everybody who showed up today. You and me, mate, though, we're mates. Doesn't seem to find my SE3, but I saw the message advertising the feature show up, so I should have it. Yeah, I'm wondering, so I forget exactly how I got it to go. I know it was funky, and I'm wondering if you have to, like... let me look. I'm gonna airdrop a photo of my server to my wife. She'll love that. Quick share. Yeah, so I see her phone on here and I'm set to send. I guarantee you, knowing Samsung and knowing Apple, it is a send only. Like, I don't know that we can like receive back and forth. I know we can send though. I can send from the iPhone to the S20. Oh, well, I'm dumb as bricks. Maybe we have conflicting features. Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely got a long way to go, and I feel like it'll be a little bit more fleshed out in 9 for sure. Is that going to be Android 17? When is that coming out? When do we get that? One UI 7 or One UI 9 release. It's probably going to come out next year, huh? Yeah, because they're going to do. One UI 6 is officially debuting on Galaxy Impact event July 22nd. It'll be on the new flagship, obviously. Cure 4 rollout. Okay, so it looks like Q4 of this year we'll be looking at it getting it. Yeah, so Q4 I imagine, or maybe January of next year. I would imagine January of next year. Their release of One UI 7 was tough, bro. And I was the only thing I was waiting for in One UI 7 is literally being able to have a vertical app drawer, not having pages of apps. I came from Pixel and I came from LG, and so the vertical app drawer for me was just a must. And I was using it so much that like I could not get to the fucking swiping pages. It's coming. What are the new features? Even rounder corners, literally though. Like part of me is like, I've had so many problems with Pixels that like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want another Pixel and I don't like my Samsung a whole lot, but it's like, where else would I go? Part of me wants a Sony Xperia. The Sony Xperia, what is it? Fucking like 10 or 5 or whatever the fuck? Sony Xperia. They came out with that new one and I was like, gimme. Came from Pixel as well, but actually looked forward to the Pages app drawer. Yeah, fair enough. Everybody has their own. I don't debate that. I just couldn't for the life of me. It was one of those things that I was never able to like fully get myself back to. Where is Sony Electronics? Where are you? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Why do you hate me? Xperia 1. Electronics. You don't show me fucking cell phones. Sony cell phone. Sony Mobile. This is not what I meant. God damn it. Yeah, it definitely takes its time. For sure. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Where the fuck is this new Sony phone? Yeah, I don't believe you that you have a fucking mobile site. You terrorist? Whatever, doesn't matter. Something very interesting with Sony, I think they made the only phone in the world with HDMI in its USB port, so it can actually be used as a camera monitor. Oh yeah. Oh, and do you not think I want that on my A7 IV? Like, please and thank you. Like, please give me all the features that I would have been, like the full ecosystem of like all of my stuff. Sony capsule, Sony camera, Sony phone, give it all. I don't have brand loyalty issues. You have, I have brand loyalty issues. Pretty bad. I mean, I'm using all Corsair and Elgato products right now. It's pretty bad. Pretty yucky. No fan. But yeah, I mean, they do some really cool features with photo and video that I just feel like I'd use my phone for photos and video way more if I had a camera like that. That's why I like the LG G5 a lot, because it gave you like that like battery attachment that allowed you to turn it into like a shutter and like an ISO slider. I use that for a bunch of videos onto my old YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm telling you. I am happy and stoked. So, is this it? This is it. Swiftronics USA. So this is the one that they were showcasing. It just looks weird. What was this? So this is it. And it's fucking crazy. It also has an optical zoom lens in it. Like, come on, chat. I think Leica had something similar with iPhone with some sort of grip and app. Always looked like me. Yeah, 100% it was a ripoff. It was Apple. Main camera, 48 megapixels, which we know that means something. Periscopic telephoto. Dual pixel AF. Insane. Fucking 16 mil, 24 mil, 70 mil. 2.9 times optical zoom. Fucking 4K 120. 1080p 120. 5-axis image stabilization. Like, all of that sounds amazing. Of course, an audio DAC for fucking the headphone jack in the damn thing so that you can use all your cool ass shit. Fucking 30-watt wired charging, 15-watt wireless charging. At least it has wireless charging, like W. Fingerprint sensor. Yeah, native Sony Alpha camera support. W. It's not that bad. I kind of had to quit on phones. So what's its release date? I don't know. I have the phone number, the phone model number now though, so we can take that and do something with it. Oh, Sony UK has it on their site. I'll fucking kill myself. That's cool. July 18th. Looks like it's out now. Yep, headphone jack. Removable SIM tray. Fucking insane. Insane! Snapdragon 8 Elite. Got your processor. Fucking zoom lens. Insanity. It's cool and all, but considering you can get an S24 used, I don't know, it's just worth it. Their features seem silly. Yeah, I feel like it's being in the Sony ecosystem. That's like the bigger piece of it, right? Having all of this fucking connectivity, you know, is super cool. But like, having Sony camera technology in the damn thing. It's also a 4K screen, I think. Pretty sure it's a 4K screen. It didn't tell me anything about the display. 10-bit B220 camera color gamut. That's crazy. Why would you not boast it's 4K on the front page? Probably because it's not 4K, Alex. Probably because you just lied just now. God damn it, chill skills. Did you just lie right now? Straight up to my face? Yeah, probably. Sure did. Coolio! But yeah, pretty sick phone. A lot of the reviews are very like, who the fuck would buy this phone? But love how they're like, keep the Walkman there. They've released something new in that line in the last century. I mean, yeah. But also, it's a brand they own. And it was also so revolutionary for its time. But they were also single-handedly the people that killed like so many other technologies. So it's like, it is what it is. All right, chat. Well, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for sleep and all sorts of other stuff and figure some networking stuff out before I go to bed tonight. So I will leave you with all of the stuff that we talked about today. I appreciate you guys hanging out, having a good time. You guys are really sick. I appreciate all of your guys' conversation. Like I said, I really did not expect a camera live stream to go super well. But you guys came in spades. So appreciate you. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, but they had the Bravia logo, so like, you know. It was really nice seeing you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Or day. I don't know what time it is for you.